All right, guys, what's going on? Hope you're doing good. Hope you have a great start to the week. Going to be doing a Sebastian Rogers video today. Um, just wanted to bring you some stuff that you may not know about. I think it's very interesting, guys. Very interesting. But first, people are asking me what I thought about Seth Rogers' interview, or not interview, but live stream he done. And I really don't have nothing to say about it. I mean, he just got on there and showed some pictures of Sebastian when he was little. But I mean, other than that, what I think about it is it's Seth's channel, and he can do whatever he wants to with it. It's his to make himself look good. It's his to make himself look bad. But either way, it's his channel, and the man's free to do what he wants to do on it. And like I said, he can either make himself look good on it, or he can either make himself look bad. A lot of people, was asking me, hey, why do you think he didn't talk about the investigation or anything like that? And you got to understand, if Seth is still, technically a suspect, he don't know nothing. Law enforcement's treating Seth the same way they're treating Chris, Katie, and whoever else they're looking at. Okay. I mean, technically, yes, Seth is still a suspect. I mean, Seth says, or he said a while back, he was upset, and, he's like, I'm a freaking suspect in my own son's disappearance. The problem with that is, and even if you ain't a suspect, I mean, look at the Idaho 4. They were not telling the families anything, right? So, yeah, Seth, I didn't really expect much from it, and I don't expect much in the future. You'll probably hear something from law enforcement before you do anybody associated with Sebastian Rogers. You'll hear about it through law enforcement first, more likely a press conference. But no, I don't think Seth is going to be able to come out and, say anything. I don't think Seth knows anything pertinent to the investigation. I really don't. And that's just my opinion. I don't think law enforcement's going to, divulge any information to him, Chris, Katie, just like, they didn't divulge information to the family of the Idaho 4. They just keep that stuff, because they never know. I mean, you never know who might accidentally say something, and then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? So they're not going to, jeopardize what they've got by letting people know what they got. You know what I mean? So that's all I got to say about that. So yeah, y'all can let me know what you think about that. Oh yeah, the thing I wanted to talk to you today about was, remember people were analyzing a video screenshot or something like that, and it looked like there was a SUV, the outline of an SUV, and a lot of people were saying, some people were saying it looked like an Infiniti, right? And the Proudfoots owned an Infiniti, Katie owned an Infiniti. So I got to looking into some things, and I found out something very, very cool. Law enforcement, and this is typically state agencies and the FBI who have access to this. Did you know that they do not have to physically plug anything into the vehicle anymore to extract the data? In some cases, they don't even need a warrant now to do it. They have full permission from a lot of the vehicle manufacturers. If they want the data, they can get it, free. They got free reign to it, law enforcement does. And how they do it is remotely. So if, let's say, the Bower Sox had, if their Infiniti was in the neighborhood on the night Sebastian went missing, or in that area, Police, they don't need to go hook up anything to it no more. They can just remotely pull all that data, extract all that data remotely. And we're talking, you know, where it went, how fast it's going, which doors open, seat belt, who was sitting where. They can extract, if your cell phone's connected to the info system, they can extract all your text messages, everything. They can even extract stuff from your phone if your phone's connected to the info system. And they can do all this stuff remotely, guys. And they can track you remotely. So, I mean, they could be doing surveillance. Chris's truck is new enough to have it done. Katie's Infinity's new enough to have it done. The Bauer Sox's Infinity's new enough to have it done. So, and that again, you know, they could be, you know, that could be one of the surveillance tactics that they've been doing on Dawn and Candace, you know, with the Subaru. I mean, what was it? Someone come out a long time ago and said law enforcement knows exactly where Candace is. They know exactly where she goes. Yeah, that's because they're doing surveillance on her through her Subaru. They can do it remotely now, guys. They do not have to physically go to the car and extract all that data now. They can do it remotely. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. So I think that's kind of cool that they can do that. So let me know what you all think about that. Y'all think that's pretty cool? In a way, of course you've got your privacy advocates out there saying that's kind of scary that they can just do this on anybody. But you know, again, you know, it's scary. It is scary that law enforcement has access to what they do, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, guys. That's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, they can, Lord, I'm sure they can do surveillance on you through your TV, through your computers, maybe through your refrigerator. Wouldn't that be something? They could probably listen to your conversations through a refrigerator if you got a smart refrigerator. I thought anything smart in your home, if you have an Alexa, whatever, I'm sure the government can listen into you and do surveillance on you if they want to. You know what I mean? So, again, very useful technology that is possibly being used in the Sebastian Rogers and Summer Wells case. So, and a lot of people are like, well, you know, what if Dawn had borrowed a car and brought it home? I mean, someone would have known if Dawn more than likely would have borrowed a car because, you know, if he borrowed a coworker's car, I'm sure, you know, that would have maybe had already been out in the news. Well, you know, on the YouTube streets. But I'm pretty sure law enforcement's got all the data. You know, when Don says he was on his way home and called 911 and they had to transfer him to Hawkins County, Washington County had to transfer him to Hawkins County, I'm sure that they've got access to that, you know, through the cell phone. They're going to match that up with what he said. They're going to match up his cell phone. They're going to match that up with the vehicle data. Now, if that, you know, if all that stuff doesn't match, then we got a problem. You know what I mean? So, I mean, if that stuff never even occurred, then we got a problem. So I'm still curious on why. Well, we'll talk about that later. But this is a Sebastian Rogers video. I've got way more stuff to talk about Summer Wells. I mean, that's. I mean, both these cases are intriguing as hell. So, but anyway, back to the technology being used in probably both these cases. Man, that just blew my mind when I read that. They can just bam, when they make these cars, you know, the automakers, Honda, Infiniti, Toyota, Jeep, whoever, Chevy, Ford, they just give law enforcement access to this stuff. They do. They just, I mean, yeah, they just give them access to it. And if they need it, I don't know how they do it. I mean, I don't know exactly how they remotely get access to it. I'm sure, I don't know, probably through the VIN number, because you got to single out that vehicle somehow. So it's probably, registered with the VIN number is how they get into the vehicle remotely. So, and of course, it's, with that VIN number, it's got its own, what's that called? MAC address, IP address, all that stuff, you know what I mean? So, but I thought that's pretty cool, guys. Thought that's pretty cool. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I guess this could be like a little, technology forensics video. I thought it was pretty cool. Anyway, you go check it out. You can Google it, YouTube it, whatever. It's out there. And I'll bet you anything the FBI and maybe state agencies are using this in a lot of cases. Barry Morphew could be using it in Suzanne Morphew case. Could be doing that too. They could be surveilling Barry. I mean, who knows? But scary in a way, but very useful in a way. So let me know what your thoughts are on it. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for hanging out with me on the channel today, and I'll see you on the next video.